And we continue learning Hachzek Musar Yomi Pirkei Avos, with the Pirush of Rabbeinu Yoina. We are up to the 8th Mishna of the first Perek. Says the Mishna, Yehuda ben Tabai v'Shimon ben Shatach kimu b'lehem. Yehuda ben Tabai and Shimon ben Shatach receive from them. Yehuda ben Tabai Yomer, Al ta'asatzcha k'archei dayanim. Do not make yourself like one of the archei dayanim, like one of the lawyers. And when you have two Balei Dinim, you have two litigants standing in front of you, they should appear to you in your eyes like they're Rishayim, like they're wicked. But when they leave you, they should both be considered righteous once they accepted the din. So we have part A, in which he teaches don't be an archei dayanim, don't be a lawyer. Part B, when you are being a dayan, the two people in front of you at the time of the court case are like Rishayim, but when they leave from in front of you, they are like tzadikim. They are like zakayin, they are righteous. So says the Rabbeinu Yoina, and everyone can anticipate the first Rabbeinu Yoina, which he teaches us Yehuda ben Tabai v'Shimon ben Shatach, Yeshua ben Brachia v'Nitan Arbeli, continuing the chain of the Messiah of the previous Mishnah, that Nitan Arbeli in the previous Mishnah, and Yeshua ben Brachia, they gave it over to Yehuda ben Tabai v'Shimon ben Shatach. And what was the first thing? Do not make yourself like a archei dayanim, a lawyer. This is not talking about one who teaches someone how to lie, and he tells him how to talk in Bezdin to corrupt the court system. Someone who's going to teach someone how to lie, to teach someone how to pervert the judgment, that guy's a Rasha. We don't have to talk about him. Of course, a person shouldn't do that. So what's it referring to then? You know what the Mishnah is referring to? If you didn't teach him sheker, you arrange for him the tainais, and you arrange in front of him all the different laws, and you taught a singular person the din, you shouldn't do that. You know why? Because the people are going to suspect you and they're going to talk badly upon you. So what are we seeing? We're seeing that as much as, of course, you always want to help out a friend, but there is a point that you have to be worried that what are people going to think? That people are going to think that you're not acting correctly. And continues the Mishnah, that the next part of the Mishnah says that next part of the Mishnah says, what does it mean they should be like Rishayim? It means your heart should not lean to one of them. And you shouldn't think that one of them is more correct than the other. Because if you think one is more than the other, you're not going to judge favorably. You'll be able to judge, correctly, truthfully, because you think one is more than the other. And we all know that once your heart feels for one of them, you're not able to see the chayva of that guy. This is what we call that you are nagea b'davar. You are blinded. You have to view both of them like they're Rishayim. Both of them like they're saying Sheker. And your heart should not feel to either one of them until you're able to see clearly, till you're able to say what the halacha is. Until that moment, they're both Rishayim. But then when they leave, you know one of them is false. So after you paskin, you know that one of them is lying. You should never think that one of them is a liar or difficult in court. You can't suspect him. Because he accepted the din of the yatzam mi bezdin chayuf. Meaning, even when the court rules against someone, Reuven leaves court obligated to pay Shimon $100. So that means Reuven's a liar and Shimon is Zakai. No. Because if Reuven accepts to pay Shimon, then he as well is at some level Zakai because he's accepting the din. And therefore what? He lied? No. You know, you think, you assume he did tshuva, and he's never going to do this again. We see really it's a continuation of the previous Mishnah, how far Danad and the Kafschus goes. As here we're seeing that there clearly was something done wrong. But if he shows that he's willing to accept it, it's a big lesson in life. There's people fighting. but then they talk and they walk away. If they walk away and they say they accept, that means they're going to be better. They accept what they did wrong, and let's move forwards. And now we continue with one more Mishnah. Shemin Shatach Aimer says, Shemin Shatach. Havimar Belach Yosei you should examine the witnesses a lot and carefully. Ve'izar Kidvarecha. Be careful in your words. Shemin Mitechem Milim L'Shekek. Maybe from your words, they're going to learn how to die. Learn how to lie, Says Rabbeinu Yoina, Laslam Drisha v'Chagira Harbi Bami, you should have cross-examinations, Drisha v'Chagira, many times. And through all the questions of each aid back and forth, that's going to reveal the secret. Why? Because when there's excessive speech, there'll be no shortage of sin. And this is a big psychological yesod, which of course it comes from the Torah. That if you get them to talk enough, asking numerous questions, eventually one's going to trip up, and that's going to show who's really correct. If he's to be careful with your words. Maybe from your words you can learn how to lie. Because when you cross-examine them, you could potentially say something that they might think that you're leaning one way. They might see which way you're leaning, and they might see which way to lie. So you have to be utmost careful of the way that you done the case. And we'll pick it up from the 10th Mishna on the next year. B'siyata Dishmaya.